Hello and welcome to another Gusto deck video. This video will just be an update to the previous deck profile I posted. This is still the September 1st, 2013 format, but I have changed around a few cards. Not much, but a little. So, still 2 Silent Psychic Wizards, 2 Cam Serenity of Gusto, 3 Giant Rats, still 1 Cyber Gymnast, 3 Silent Psychic Witch, and taking a new card, Torbus from the Underworld. Just trying this out. If it works pretty well, then I'll just keep it in here. But if it doesn't, I might take it out for another Griffin or another Catsis. So, still 1 Grand Mole, 3 Goldo, 3 Winda, 3 Eagle, the Gusto Wall. Still, you need all 3 of them. Definitely need all 3 of them. A Hush Psychic Clerk. Can't remember if this was in my last build, but I'm putting one in here. Again, probably because you can discard, but you can only discard you can discard any card, but you can't discard Catsith for it because Catsith misses timing, and you'd waste a Catsith. So Hush Psychic Clerk discards something like a Griffin or anything else, but not Catsith. So one of those, 3 Winda mentioned before, 2 Gusto Griffin. I think this used to be at 3 in my last one. I don't know how I feel about it. I feel 3 Griffins and 3 Catsith does get cloggy. I'm not sure. I might keep it at 2 though. 2 Esper Girl, 1 Psychic Jumper, 2 Catsith, 1 Level Eater. I'm taking a Level Eater because I think it's kind of useful in any synchro deck. But I haven't found like a specific use for Level Eater apart from maybe Scrap Dragon food. You can bring out a Scrap Dragon and then level 8 off Scrap Dragon and then activate Scrap Dragon's effect to pop a Level Eater in an opponent's card, which is a really useful combo if you can get it off. 3 Eagle mentioned before, 2 Desynchro. I think I had a video before that was talking about Desynchro, and there was a duel where I used it. I really like Desynchro because Digustus Freeze has a summon effect. So you can Desynchro on Digustus Freeze to, loop her effect. And also every time Cam is on the field, even though it says once per turn, you can use her effect again if you use Desynchro if she was a synchro material, which is really useful. And I'm still running 2 Miracle Synchro Fusion, for your Axon Kicker, Back to Square One, and Dark Core. I had 2 Dark Core, I think, but I think Back to Square One might be more useful sometimes. They basically do the same thing. They both get rid of a monster, but I think Back to Square One is situational. Yeah, all of these cards are situational. Back to Square One, Feather the Phoenix, Dark Core, Monster Reincarnation, all running 1 of each. And I run 3 Spell Reclamation to return what I need more back to my hand. So yeah, all depends on the situation, but for them, singles just for options. Content with Gusto, I might change this to just 1 Content with Gusto and 1 Quill Pen of Goldos. But since I do have stuff like Back to Square One and Dark Core, I think I might just leave this at 2 Contact. Really useful card, essential. Magical Mallet, again, situational spell, but really helpful since some stuff you just want to keep in the deck. Cause drawing Esper Girl sucks since you can't special summon her, so putting stuff like that back into the deck, putting your tags back into the deck, your mole or your gymnast or your clerk. But yeah, really useful card. You can reuse it with Spell Reclamation, etc. 2 Emergency Teleport might have been at 3 in my last build, but I think 3 might have been overdoing it a little, so cutting it down to 2. 3 Spell Reclamation is a new card added to the deck. Helps you reuse your spells, so I think it's really useful. Also, you can discard cards for it, and it doesn't make Catsith miss timing. So you can discard Catsith and Griffin with Spell Reclamation. Really nice. Breakthrough Skill. I'm using Breakthrough Skill instead of Fiendish Chain at the moment. I don't know. Fiendish Chain stops attacks, but Augusta deck shouldn't really be afraid of, getting attacked. So I'm putting a Breakthrough Skill again, since it can stop effects and also it can be reused from the graveyard, which I think is more useful than Fiendish Chain, because Fiendish Chain is just screaming MST me. Psychic Overload is at 1, Royal Decree at 1, Skill Drain at 1. Reason I'm running 1 Royal Decree is that I don't need it. It's nice to have, and in case it does get destroyed, I still have a Feathered Phoenix. But it is a nice card to have. It's not absolutely necessary, but just nice. Same thing with Skill Drain. this card skill drain is it just kills so many decks, but it doesn't really kill Gustos as hard because so many effects just activate in the graveyard. You know, your entire wall, your Goldo, your Eagle, your Window, all activate in the graveyard. Your Giant Rat, your Witch, all activate in the graveyard. So if you're on the defensive and activate skill drain, you don't get hurt at all. And when you're making like um that when you're when you're when you're swinging for game, you can just activate Royal Decree on the skill drain and bring out whatever it is, and hopefully you gain that turn. Otherwise, you could get hurt pretty badly. So yeah, I haven't made too many changes to the extra deck. Two Freeze and two Goldos. The reason I run two of each of those is because they're really easy to go into. Also because you can just banish one with Miracle Synchrofusion and still have another one in the extra deck to go into. And also because it does get destroyed by opponent or something, you don't have to return it to the extra deck to summon another one, because these cards are really what win in your deck. Really useful again. Side deck, you can ignore this if you like, because I didn't put any thought into this. Just things that I put there. I haven't had like a match ever. Two magic drains, two extra skill drains, a soul drain, two mental drain, two royal decree, two imperial iron wall, vortex trooper, just there because I'm gonna test it soon. Isn't a side deck card, shouldn't be anyways. Two fossil Diana and a thunder king. Pretty generic stuff. All the drains are actually really good. Imperial Iron Wall, because that's a really good card too. Just real generic side deck stuff. So yeah, that's my Gusto deck profile, and thanks for watching.